Shadows rarely have sharp edges. You'll adjust the feather for the mask so that the shadow fades into the rest of the screen. Go to 315. Select the Mask Feather tool hidden beneath the Convert Vertex tool in the Tools panel. You use the Mask Feather property to adjust the width of a feather the same amount all the way around the original mask. However, the Mask Feather tool gives you more flexibility, letting you vary the feathering width at points you define on the closed mask. In the Timeline panel, select the Shadow layer. Then in the Composition panel, click the lower left vertex to create a feather point. Click the feather point again, and without releasing the mouse button, drag that feather point outward to increase the feathering margin for the entire mask. Currently, the feather represented by dashed lines extends evenly across the mask. You'll add more feather points to add greater flexibility. Click the vertex on the right side of the sea urchin. A feathering point is created and the feather shrinks back to the mask edge on the lower and right sides of the screen. But the feathering remains on the upper side of the mask. The objects that are casting the shadow shouldn't be shadowed. Click the dashed line just under the vertex on the left side of the sea urchin and drag the feathering boundary up to the screen. Now the shadow doesn't appear on any of the objects. Adjust the feathering elsewhere by creating a feather point on the boundary and dragging it if you desire to. The shape of the shadow is good, but it's obscuring the image. You'll change the opacity to reduce its effect. Select the shadow layer in the Timeline panel, and press the letter T to reveal the opacity property, and change its value to 20%. Press T to hide the opacity property, and then press F2 or click an empty area in the Timeline panel to deselect all layers.